Hello everybody, in this video I would like to talk to you about Boardquest Tales of Liria, our upcoming turn-based board and video game coming to Kickstarter in April 2023. And I would like to take some time to explain to you some of the concepts and ideas that went into the design of Boardquest. And there are different topics I would like to break it down to. And one of the first things that was very important to me was accessibility. And accessibility for me means it's easy to learn, easy to set up, and intuitive to play, basically. So I didn't want to make complicated rules, and I think many games these days, they require a lot of setup time, and I wanted to, especially the tabletop games, and I wanted to design it a bit differently and easier to play, even for people who don't play a lot of board games or tabletop games. So I was at this conference on the weekend where there was a board game section, and I saw these two players trying to set up a game, and it took them literally 20 minutes. I came back after 20 minutes and I asked them, how's the game? How do you like the game? And their answer was, I don't know. We haven't been able to set it up yet. So I want to kind of go in a different direction, because I think the more people who can enjoy the game and the easier it is to learn, the more people can have fun with it, basically. Which takes up to the next topic, which is important as well to me, is fun, basically, which should be self kind of speaking, but I feel it needs to be a conscious effort to make a game fun. And what I mean by this is basically it's a turn-based tabletop game, but I want to make sure that every turn you play, something happens. So you can either, get some items during that turn, you can engage in a fight with a monster, or you can battle it off with your opponents. But I want to make sure that something happens during each and every one of your turns to keep the excitement up. This is one of the core philosophies that I have with this game, that there shouldn't be a dull moment, basically, ideally, and I hope you can see that for yourself when you play it, basically. And another point I wanted to address is basically versatility. So Boardquest is a game that you can play with up to 4 players, and the campaign you will be able to play alone, and you can play 1 versus 1, you can play a 2 versus 2 or a free for all, and you can basically play it in different ways, in co-op, in campaign mode, and basically the way you prefer it, because during the playtests we had a lot of different players, and each and everyone has their own preference, and I think the system that we created is versatile enough to cater to everyone's favorite way to play these kind of games. So which takes us to the next point, which is community. So creativity and community, to be precise. So one of the important concepts in Boardquest is that the video game version and the physical version are interacting. They don't exist kind of in separate lanes, but they are connected, and in different ways that I will talk more about in other videos or on the Kickstarter page. But to give you one example, you will be able to use our adventure maker to create your own scenarios and your own stages and your own puzzles. And I wanted to let people get creative and let people create, their own vision of levels and of adventures that they can go through with their friends and share, and basically download from the internet as well, from the marketplace. And the idea is also that you will be able to print these scenarios, and you will be able to play them as a board game. So there is one example of the connection between board and video game, and that's an important point, because I think there is some people just prefer to play board games, and I feel like we can use some of the ideas from video games, like map editors and so on, to make the experience kind of unique, and to make the experience diverse as well. So this is one of the kind of ideas behind Boardquest, to have it to have a interface between the board and video game. And I think that's it for this video. I hope you got some impression of what to expect. And if you want to check out more about Boardquest, go over to ramezware.com, where the Kickstarter page is linked and our social media accounts are linked. And yeah, I'm excited to share more with you, and stay tuned. Until next time, thanks.